Alright, welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on Hot Topics TV. Let's get right into the story. So, Serena and Venus Williams. First of all, let me say, I was highly disappointed that Serena and Venus Williams did not choose let's not get there. Let's not go there. Alright, Serena Williams' dad, Richard, who's 81 years old, is divorcing his wife, Lakeisha, who is 44 years old, despite reconciliation claims. That's the news headlines. Check it. Venus and Serena Williams, their father, is forging ahead with his divorce despite his wife claiming that they have reconciled. Apparently, she's under the impression that the relationship is working, their problems have been worked out, and they're going to stay together. And he's saying that ain't the case. He is going ahead with the divorce. Richard Williams, the man who brought these two young ladies, Serena and Venus Williams, against all odds into the record books of tennis. His daughter being the greatest player that ever played the game, female. Richard Williams filed divorce in courts in Palm Beach County, Florida on August 21st, stating that he wished to proceed with the divorce because his marriage to Lakeisha Williams is irretrievably broken, which means we can't work nothing out. This is what it is. I've come to accept this and I want a divorce. It ain't the woman. Now, you would expect at 81 years old for a 44-year-old woman to be the one saying shit ain't working out like it's supposed to and things stop working and he's going senile and all that other stuff and I'm out of here. But nah, it's him. He's the one that's saying this ain't working out. I'm out. Now, when I first saw the story, I thought to myself, 44, 81? A black woman? You must have a whole lot of money. And she trying to stay, right? She's not trying to end the relationship. Anyhow, turns out it ain't no gold digger story. She is not somebody he just met. Here we go. So, I do not wish to reconcile is what he has said, quote unquote. I do not wish to reconcile. It's the end. The King Richard subjects filing came 2 months after Lakeisha, who's 44, requested to have their divorce dismissed because she believed that they had reconciled as they have been having regular weekly sexual relations. You know you up in age when you weekly sexual relations. It sounded like my grandparents. Anyhow, she thought, he got there's a documentary coming out called the King Richard, actually. And it's about him and how he got his daughters to greatness and all that. So big projects on the table, big money in the works. 2 months after they started putting that together, she files a reconciliation. And he is like, nah, let's just go ahead with the divorce right now. I kind of feel like he is in a space where he was like, oh, it wasn't nothing happening for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just old Richard, the father of Serena and Venus. I think my star-studded moment faded with you. So you started not giving me my props anymore. But now they want to do a documentary on me. Big major movie type documentary. Now you coming back talking about reconciliation. I don't know who filed the divorce in the first place, but if it was her that filed it, I could see why he would want to go ahead. Because if my wife filed for a divorce and then started coming back talking about let's reconcile, I don't want to reconcile nothing. You filed for a divorce, you went out there, you found out you wasn't as beautiful and breathtaking as you thought you were. You found out that they weren't out there lined up like how you thought they were lined up. They're lined up to knock you down, all right, but they ain't lined up to spend life with you. So you could keep on going. Just keep on kicking rocks, right? Head on down the road, and we're going to do this divorce thing and go our separate ways. Whatever made you feel like you wanted to leave me in the first place, you go get that, right? So he probably salty. Plus, the man's 81 years old. I don't know any 81-year-old that is 100% there. Either somewhere in the body or the mind, things ain't right. Anyways, Lakeisha also claiming in her filing that was submitted on June 9th that her estranged husband, Richard, who is 81 at the moment, continues to declare his love and his commitment to her and the family. And we have been having sexual relations weekly. He said in new court documents that the marriage is irretrievably broken and that he did not wish to reconcile. So she is making stuff up, or that's how she feel on her part, but we ain't the same person. Woo, I tell you what, there are pictures of him with this wife, right, with this woman, and I cannot find one picture with her smiling as if she is happy to be in the presence of this man. You know, she just looked like she is miserable being with him. Every picture I've seen, she looks miserable. Like, okay, come on, let's just go do this. Hey, we going to a game today. Yeah, Serena is playing today. And she's like, I want to go, but I don't want to go with him. Okay, come on, let's just go do this. I don't know. That's the vibe I get when I look at the video, the pictures with them together. You know, a wife's supposed to look like she happy to be with her husband. Husband's supposed to look like he's happy to be in the presence of his wife. You can't have all your pictures looking like your wife don't want to be with you, like you kidnapped her from somewhere, or like she's there by force. Anyways, Lakeisha claimed in a previous filing that the pair had reconciled and they're getting it together. Additionally, she alleged in the documents that any suggestion Richard wanted out of their marriage was the result of undue influence from third parties who would want to get between what she stands to inherit upon his death. See, this, now you got me. He's 81. She's 44 at the moment. You heard what she said? Any other way he might be feeling right now, going through with this divorce or whatever, she thinks that all that is coming from third party influence because they want to stand in the way of what she stands to inherit upon his death. Oh man, she thinking about all that. Richard got a whole lot of money. Yep, his daughters are filthy rich, and he is too. And she stands to inherit a whole lot, and she thinks that that's the reason why. I think she wanted the divorce at first, and then she thought about it, and then she's like, you know what? I don't want no divorce no more. Somebody pinched her on the shoulder and said, hey, you 44, you could be out here getting with them young boys and get with them, you know what I'm saying, men who are in your age group or whatever, but that 81-year-old man you got over there, he is filthy rich, and you stand to inherit that, but you got to stay wife. Oh, damn, I got to go back over there? I ain't never thought of that, though. I just wanted to get away and be happy. So she back over here saying reconciliation, and he's like, nope, keep going. I don't want you back no more. We can still have weekly sexual relations. I can still tell you I love you, but I don't want you as my wife no more. Weeks later, the court stated that it would defer ruling or hold back the ruling on Richard's motion to compel Lakeisha into mediation, writing in court documents that the two should work out whether they intended to proceed with this dissolution. In other words, we're going to hold off on a decision for a minute. Y'all need to go to some counseling. During the counseling, make it very clear to each other what it is you want to do. Do you want to proceed with the divorce, or do you want to work your marriage out? Lakeisha further said her estranged husband should undergo a mental competency test. I feel like they pulling a Wendy Williams on him right now. Wants him to undergo a mental competency test. You know what this means? She's legally his wife, right? Okay. If they do a mental competency test and find out that Richard ain't all there and he is in a position where he could be taken advantage of, just like Wendy Williams, when the bank withheld her money, wouldn't give her access to her own money, to her own accounts, all that. Well, they could do the same to Richard. And then if that happens, guess who will be the not beneficiary at this moment, but would be the person who has the power of attorney, or the person who would be put in charge of the money? Lakeisha, his wife, his 44-year-old wife, and his 81-year-old self would be over there steaming, mad. Although the ongoing, off-going, on-again, off-again couple has been spotted out together with their 11-year-old son Dylan, it appears that Richard intends only to co-parent rather than to be married. They're not seen canoodling and hugging up and doing anything husband and wifey like. You know, she tagging along, and all I want to do is be a good daddy. Now, this part got me. They have an 11-year-old son together. So, let's go revisit the age group. 81, 44, 11 years old. Take away 11 from 44. What does that leave you? And then take away 11 from 81. What does that leave you? So she was, I don't need to work it out for you. You see where this is going. This could have been very well been a money grab from day one. Richard first filed for divorce from Lakeisha. He's the one that filed again in May of 2017 after 7 years of marriage. So she put some time in. 7 years of marriage. 5 years of marriage qualifies you for alimony, and 5 years of marriage qualifies her to take half of what he got. 5 years of marriage qualifies her for a whole lot of stuff. Yep. So she put 7 years in, and he filed for divorce in 2017 after 7 years of marriage. He claimed that his initial petition that she had forged his name on a deed transfer. A deed is the paperwork to a house, property, right? And he claimed that he found out that she forged this signature on a deed transfer, and she stole his Social Security checks. I know you saying, why was he worried about Social Security checks? He getting money from other angles, right? This is Serena and Venus's dad. He got money. Why are you worried about Social Security check? And does the government still pay you Social Security check regardless of however you're making, what else money you're making? Well, yeah, they do. There's no limit to how much you're earning. Your Social Security check is your Social Security check. You paid into it over the years, working your ass off. It's time for you to get the checks back to live out the rest of your days, right? Senior years, rather. What you make on the side extra has nothing to do with that. So he's getting his money, and basically, I think he found out she was stealing from him, or he alleged that she was stealing from him, and so he went and filed for a divorce. Now, here's the thing. Was she stealing? Or were you developing Alzheimer's, dementia, whatever? Because, see, now she's asking for professionals to get him some mental exams and see what's really going on with him. Obviously, alluding to the fact that old boy might be a bit delusional, right? He also claimed that Lakeisha abuses alcohol. He says she's an alcoholic. She drinks a lot. Now, 44 to be with an 81-year-old, I think you might need a little something to keep you going, huh? I don't know. Richards is the subject of a Oscar-winning film, King Richard. His malicious and fabricated allegations will be completely disproven in court, and they are being alleged for a sole purpose of attempting to deceive the courts into not awarding child support and alimony to his child and his wife. This is what her lawyer said. We're taking him to court, and we're going to prove that he's lying. And the only reason he's doing it, accusing her of stealing, accusing her of being an alcoholic, and, oh man, it's because he doesn't want to pay child support and alimony. Now, check it. The only way you don't get to pay that is if you have sole custody. But if he can prove that she was stealing from him, and if he can prove that she is an alcoholic, the courts would not award full custody to an alcoholic. They might order her to get some help, and in the meantime, award the father full custody until mommy gets herself together. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out at the end of the day, right? In her counter petition, Lakeisha claimed that Richard exhibits both hostile and abusive behavior during their marriage. Lakeisha and Richard had actually tied the knot December 9th of 2010. It's 2023. They still together. But make no mistake, they weren't together all along. They were on again, off again. So when they went off, I wonder where did she go and who she was with. And now that they're on, it's on again, off again, on again, off again. This man is saying, I'm tired of this. Divorce it is. And she is like, nah, we could work it out. And he's like, nah, I don't want to work it out. Too much on again, off again. Too much funny stuff going on. At my age, I just need some peace. So check it. Let's fully divorce. Let's fully separate. And we'll work the rest out from there. I think that's the best thing they could do. Because this could go really, really bad for Richard, if you know what I mean. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Did you know that Serena and Venus's dad had a wife that was in her 40s and he is in his 80s? Did you know that he had a 11-year-old child? I mean, a child that he's raising. It's there. It's not a hidden child. I was surprised about his marriage. I was surprised about his 11-year-old child. I was surprised about his now pending divorce. All that. What is your take on all this? I'll catch y'all in the next video. It's Hot Topics TV. I'm out. Peace.